As you can see, we have the second roster update coming to MLB The Show 25 this Friday. This is a big one. The second one is typically one of the roster updates where you can make the most stubs if you're smart and you've made good decisions after the first one, which a lot of people don't. But anyway, today, let's get into the best investments for this upcoming roster update. As always, before we get into these, there are a few things I have to say every single time. Number one, nothing is guaranteed in this video. If I say someone might go diamond and you invest in them and they don't go diamond, look, you didn't have to listen to me. I'm giving you my best advice. I'm an experienced pro. I've made millions of stubs every year on these, but I'm not perfect. I don't get every single one right. So that's one thing. And then another thing too, make sure you guys buy players that didn't make diamond but have been trending up right when the roster update ends, because that's when prices are the cheapest, right after the roster update. So that's another thing, and that's something that I did for this roster update, which I'm going to go more in depth with some of these cards. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to start this off a little differently this time. I'm going to go over 5 guys very briefly and just mention that they're probably going to go diamond, but they're probably too expensive. First being Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh right here. His contact has been holding him back from going diamond. He's been hitting over 300 since May 2nd, which was the first roster update. If we move down to Josh Hader right here, he's going for 2,500. So is Cal Raleigh, but Josh Hader, he's had 5 walks and 20 innings on the year. His per nines could still go up a little, but the walks per nine will get him to an 85, being at 56. That's due for a big upgrade. If we move down to Joe Ryan, he is near 3,000. He's 2,900, so probably too expensive to invest in. He could go to an 86, but you'd still not make that much. But anyway, he has insane room to grow in the hits per nine and the Ks per nine being 74 and 69. Nice. And he hasn't been giving up runs, and he's definitely going to get an upgrade in the per nines. Definitely going to go diamond, I would say. Moving down to Alex Bregman. I think he's going to go down a little against righties, but against lefties, he's been destroying the ball, and he's due for a big upgrade, and those stats versus lefties is what's holding back his overall. So I think his overall is going to go up to an 85 and go to diamond, but he's at 2,800. And then the last guy in this category is going to be Andres Munoz at 2,500. Looking at his card, doesn't have amazing room to grow, but he hasn't given up a single earned run the entire year. He hasn't walked that many guys, and he's given up 0 homers. So his walks per nine could go up, and his home run per nine could go up. Now let's get into some guys who you could still invest in and I think are smart. First, Logan Webb. He is more expensive than some other guys in the rest of this video at 2,100, but you still have some time to invest in him. He's been amazing all year since the last update. I'm just going to say when I go over stats in the month of May, because the last update was the 2nd of May. So yeah. But anyway, in the month of May, Logan Webb has 22 innings, 1.64 ERA, 19 strikeouts, 16 hits given up. He's been elite. His room to grow on the hits and Ks per nine are crazy at 72 and 67. And with the pitching clutch at 67, he's decently, I wouldn't say he's cheap, but he's on the cheaper side of guys who are really strong candidates for diamonds. He has a start on Wednesday versus Kansas City. So all he has to do is just not suck. Maybe give up like 3 runs in 5 innings or 6 innings. Just get a quality start, and he should be good. Manny Machado is one of my favorite investments for this video. He's an 83 overall, so he only needs a +2. He is near quick sell at 1330, so you're only risking 130 stubs per Manny Machado that you buy. So let's say you buy 100 Manny Machados. You're risking 130 stubs because he's 130 stubs over the quick sell price, right? You buy 100 of them, you're risking 13,300 stubs. This is a great investment. If you look at his hitting stats, they're solid, but he definitely has some room to grow across the board, not including clutch, I would say. But if we take a look at his stats in the month of May, he's hitting 396 with an OPS over 1,000. He only has 1 home run, but he's still hitting for power, being over 1,000 OPS. He has 7 RBIs. In the month of May, he's been crushing lefties, hitting 538 with a 1,400 OPS. Now, granted, that isn't a small sample size of 13 at-bats, but he's still been doing well against righties with 350 and 872 in 40 at-bats. So I think he's going to get boosts across the board, except maybe power left, but those first 3 stats should go up, and he could legitimately go diamond. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of this video to buy players right after the roster update. That is exactly what I did with Hunter Brown. He went up to an 82. He was going for 975 stubs-ish, which was barely above quick sell. I bought 100 of them, and he's at 22. I could make a ton of stubs already if I just sold him now, but I'm not going to because he's probably going to go diamond. He's still not that expensive. You could buy him now. He could go to an 86. He could go to an 85, and you'll still be making 800 per. Hunter Brown has been elite all year. You know, in the month of May, he's had 19.2 innings, a 1.83 ERA, 27 strikeouts, in 3 starts, 9 hits given up. Ks per 9 should get a huge boost. Hits per 9 should get a huge boost. He's been elite all year. You know, I think that he's pretty much a lock unless he just gets destroyed on Wednesday when he starts versus Tampa. Nathan Evaldi is literally the exact same thing that I said about Hunter Brown. I bought him at around 950 right after the roster update. Bought 100 of them. He's already up to 2,200. He's, not cheap, but he's not expensive, so you could still get him. He's literally the exact, like in my notes, it's literally a copy except for their different stats. In the month of May so far, 19.2 innings, 1.83 ERA. I'm reading Hunter Brown's. 18.2 innings, 0.48 ERA, 19 strikeouts, 9 hits. Ks per 9 should get a huge boost. Hits per 9 should get a huge boost. He's been amazing all year with a 1.61. And he starts on Thursday against the Yankees, my Yankees. But that means that start will not affect the roster update because the cutoff is Wednesday. So they've already made their decision on Evaldi. I think he should go diamond. Max Fried is a little different because I didn't buy him after the roster update. I bought him before the last roster update, and he was in my last video. And if you guys listen to me, you're going to be making amazing returns. Yeah, he's pretty expensive. I just want to mention him in this video so you guys can really trust me when I give you the next couple guys who are cheaper and who to look out for. Max Fried was around 700 when I bought him going into the last roster update, went up to an 82. Is now pretty much a lock to be a diamond, and I'm going to be making minimum 2,300 per Max Fried, and that is 100 of them. Just listen to me, guys. Like, there's some cheap guys I'm going to mention after Max Fried that are literally the same scenario as Fried was last roster update. Wasn't going to go diamond, but if you buy him now and he continues the way that he was playing, you'd be making so many subs the next update, which is what's going to happen to me. But regardless, in the month of May, he has had 25 innings. He had his 4th start last night against the Mets, which was his worst. His worst start was 5 innings and 2 earned runs, which is just crazy. Regardless, he, 1.44 ERA in the month of May, 27 strikeouts. The Ks per 9 is going to get a huge boost, 13 hits given up. He has a 1.29 ERA, which is first in the MLB in the entire year. He's going to go diamond. Carlos Rodon is very similar to Max Fried. He's one of the guys who I mentioned earlier that are cheap and that you guys should just trust me with. Carlos Rodon, I don't know, I accidentally just backed out, but Carlos Rodon has been phenomenal. He had a slow start in April, but in May, he has been amazing for the Yankees. I watch the Yankees more than any other team because they're my favorite team. I watch almost every game, and he's just on a different level than what he's been in the past. And the Yankees really need it, but no one cares about that. Everyone wants to know how is he going to make me stubs. So let me shut up and get into it. Carlos Rodon in the month of May, he's had 3 starts, 17.2 innings, 2.55 ERA, 20 strikeouts, 13 hits given up. His Ks per 9 is going to get a big boost this update. He has 72 strikeouts, which is 4th in the MLB this season. So this update, Ks per 9 is going to go up a lot. I think he's going to go up to an 83, 84 this update. His home runs per 9 could also get a boost, being at 48. He still could do a better job limiting home runs, but he has done that more recently. But I think it's due for a boost, but not a big boost, I would say, because that's been his problem with the Yankees. And he is dirt cheap. He's at 800. So if you get him now, he goes up to an 83 or an 84. You've already made stubs, and he's just going to sit there. And if he goes to a diamond, you'll make 2,200 per Rodon, just like I did with Fried. And lastly, we have Kodi Sisson, who's pretty much the exact same situation as Rodon. He is dirt cheap as well. He's 733. He's only an 80 overall, so he's probably not going to go diamond. But man, has Kodi Sisson been elite this year for the Mets. 15.2 innings in the month of May, 0.57 ERA. Yeah, 17 strikeouts and only 12 hits given up. Now, he does not qualify for the MLB leaders because he started the year a little late. I think his first start was like April 2nd or 3rd-ish. So that's why not as many people are talking about it, because you know, people look at the stats and he doesn't qualify, so he doesn't come up. But regardless, he's been unbelievable all year. He has a 1.02 ERA, which would be first in the MLB if he qualified. But overall, he's just been great. His walks per 9 is a little concerning, and I think it could go up, but I think he needs to do a little better on walks per 9. But hits per 9 and Ks per 9 definitely could go up. This is another one to look out for the next update. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And most importantly, make sure to subscribe on here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.